Yo guys, Features Gaming here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're back with another episode of the F1 My Team Career Mode episode number 9 today. And just quickly before we get into this video, I did record this video probably about 2 months ago and the footage has just been stored on my computer and I haven't done anything about it. But the video is finally here. So to start off the video, we went through all of the R&D things and just got all of the recommended ones that we could get, and we also manually looked through some that we could possibly get if we could. After that, I went to the facility upgrades just to see if I could get any, and there was a resource generation perk that we could get on the powertrain, so I decided to get that. After that, I went to the engine component screen and I just decided to change some of the engine components as some were getting worn, just so we could get a bit more boost in the engine, and obviously, you know, if needed. Then I actually got an additional sponsor and I decided to go for the Distort for $140,000 as the tasks it was asking us was to complete all the practice programs, which I thought, you know, is obviously what I'm going to be doing. So for $140,000, I decided to get that. I then got some team facility upgrades, advanced through the week. Unfortunately got a failed R&D component, so I went to go ahead and grab that. Then I advanced again, and then we went on to qualifying. So this is my very first qualifying lap in the My Team car at obviously Hungary, Budapest. Obviously I'm just going to take over right now. So I did feel okay. I did get a pretty good setup. The practice programs went fine. So coming out of that corner, you know, this isn't really on the actual lap yet. So I was just trying to, you know, take these, you know, corners quite cautiously, just making sure that I try, you know, just keep it on the track effectively. And coming through this final corner, I knew that I did need to get a pretty good launch. And I think I did get a pretty good launch. Open DRS as soon as possible to maximize the straight line speed. Come down into the first corner, keep it to the left, into the first turn, very tight right hairpin, so making sure that you get through there pretty good and, you know, make sure that you're gentle on the power and not spin out. Coming into turn 2, just making sure that I keep it onto that apex, and I think I did that pretty nicely as well. Use all the width of the track as well on the exit. And then coming down here into this very weird left kink in the track. It's a very weird to keep that still on the track, you know, with the speed that you're carrying, so very tricky, but I think I managed to keep it on the track as well. Through the right hairpin as well, and then into this very tight chicane. It's very easy to mount those curbs there, and obviously with F1 2021 having this new, you know, having the new handling model, the curbs are literally very alive right now. Those sequence of corners went pretty well onto that, and then onto the final few corners, just making sure that I wanted to keep this on the track because I felt quite good on this lap, so I just wanted to make sure that I could finish this and, you know, get a good time. So coming into that corner, trying to keep it quite close to the apex. Think I do it quite well, you know, use all the width of the track on the exit. Again, going into that corner, just trying to avoid that wall on the inside. Open DRS to maximize the final bit across the line, and that's P4 with a 117.891. So I went out on another lap in Q1, very close to the end, but had enough time to start the lap anyway, so I did feel like I needed to improve. I am actually in P13, so at the time I was actually through, but I wanted to see if I could get probably a better lap time, just to see if I could have, you know, progress and, you know, make sure that I am safe. At the moment I am, but I didn't know that at the time, or like I was aware, but I just wanted to ensure that I was safe. So I went out for another lap again on soft tyres. Coming through here, wanted to try and get this left kink pretty better than last time. It was okay. My delta is still red, so at the moment I am not 100% safe yet, but still coming through there. Just wanted to see what I could do. Coming through there, very close. Now I am green on my delta now, so I did that chicane pretty better than last time. Coming through the left and right, very tricky sequence for me, but I still get to do it. I am 2 tenths up on my delta though, so still safe. I am still in P13, so I am still safe overall as well. Coming across Magnussen, I think that is. Is that Magnussen? Close to the... No, it's not Magnussen. Who is that? Giovinazzi, sorry. And I just lose the car there, and I just decided to do a flashback because I really could not be bothered. But yeah, why did I think Magnussen was still in F1 2021? But yeah, Magnussen was there in a little bit. I probably got a bit caught up in this dirty air on that last lap, so I just wanted to make sure that I didn't do that again. Went a bit wide, but I was still green on my Delta. He actually just, elected to go into the pits, but I was still in P13, and I knew at that point I was safe, so I just finished off the lap because why not? I think it was like 2.6 seconds up on my Delta by the end of that, so that was me through in actually P9 actually, going into a Q2, so it shows I have some pace with a 117.586. But my teammate Jack Aiken out in P19, which I thought was a little bit weird with a 118. So he's gonna, as always, have to work in the race to, try and get a better position. Now into Q2, me on the medium tyres, as always, seeing if I could get a pretty good banker lap on the mediums and maybe see if I can start the race on the mediums around this Budapest circuit for a 50% race. But I was kind of knowing I was probably going to, need to use a set of softs in the second lap, which I might have needed to have done. But yeah, span out there, just got a bit too heavy on the power, and that's what I mean. You need to be gentle, otherwise you can spin out. But yeah, very eager to get on with it on these medium tyres. So again, pretty gentle on the power. I probably could have been a bit more tight to the apex though. Coming into turn 2, the very weird left hairpin there, pretty good. Use all the width of the track once again, and again that very right corner as well, into the very tricky left kink as well, and that was actually a pretty good way of doing that, into a right hairpin. Yeah, there's lots of hairpins and lots of spinning out in this video. Yeah, it's a lot of hairpins around this circuit, and apparently people say it's like a Monaco but without the walls. I really don't think that. I actually really enjoy driving around Budapest. Not really a fan of Monaco, but hey ho, it's an okay track, I would say. Yes, not my best track, but it is pretty good to drive around. But just making sure that I hook these apexes up quite nicely, hitting these curves very nicely, and making sure that I am gentle on the power, even though the power was actually pretty good with my setup, and with the amount of downforce R&D upgrades I have on the car as well. The car felt pretty okay. Coming into the left there though, again just making sure I hook that apex, and then coming into the final corner, again avoiding that barrier, even though it may seem stupid, but if you don't, you can actually hit that barrier quite hard. Coming across the line, that is only P5 though, bottom of the timings. But as we advance, or as we advance to go on to my second lap, I am now in P14, so I did know that I needed to improve this one if I wanted to progress into Q3. But braking there, going into the right, green on my Delta momentarily, but that was because of, me being able to brake later into the corner on these soft tyres, but it did actually lose me time in the end. Green on my Delta once again going into turn 2, because obviously these soft tyres are just rapid. Then, compared to the mediums, 1/10 already up on my Delta. But am I going to get out of Q3? Still to be discovered. Or, you know what I mean. Into the right hairpin. Now, 3/10 up on my Delta now. Coming into this very tricky chicane. The soft, tyres offer a lot of grip. And managed to get through there. Still 3/10 up on my Delta. 4/10 up on my Delta. Looking pretty good. Still P14. But going into the sequence of corners, just making sure I keep the track, or just keep the car on the track, not losing too much time. 6/10 up on my Delta, now 7/10 up on my Delta, almost a second up on my Delta. Coming into this turn and then into the final few corners. Through here, the left-hander, 8/10 up on my Delta now. Into the final corner, round here, swing it to the right, very close to that barrier, 9/10, 1 second. 1 full second up on my Delta. Am I going to be through? Yes! No, I'm not. P14. I got too hyped when I looked at the wrong statistic. But yeah, that is me, unfortunately, out. Being 1 second up on my Delta, but it was a 117.816. So let's see what happens in the race.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Valtteri Bottas and Ricciardo, Gasly, Tsunoda, Vettel and Wilson, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Carlos Sainz. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Raikkonen, Russell, Norris, they've taken a grid penalty. Jack Aitken and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin, Ocon and Fernando Alonso rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So let's see what happens in the race. Onto the race starts to 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go, and a pretty okay start from everyone there on the grid. Probably a little bit of wheel spin on the back half, but look at the dust there. But as you can see me there already in the in the background trying to make a move. I go down the inside there, up into P9 already from starting P14 on the grid, and P8 now actually as I pass the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo. But now that was me through the start phase, and now I just need to focus on making, you know, additional moves into the race. But as you can see here, going down the straight, Daniel Ricciardo having a look at me, but you know, not too quick there to make a move, and I defend that position quite nicely. And as I try now and chase down the Alpha Tauri of Yuki Tsunoda, can I do anything going through this corner? No, I am just behind, and actually Daniel Ricciardo still with me, and I don't think I'm going to get past the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda anytime soon. So as we advance through the race onto the end of lap 2, now I am very close to Yuki Tsunoda in front. Am I going to try anything going down this back straight? Oh, I nearly lose the car there. I just managed to keep it on. Daniel Ricciardo now getting in the mix, but I just managed to keep the straight line speed and keep ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Now on to lap 9. Now, this race has flown by. Nothing really happened after that. And you can see me in P2 as I come through there. I am now in first place. I am leading a lap from pit stops. And I am starting on the mediums as I wanted to, as I did start below, behind P10. You know, obviously that's the rule. I managed to get a free set of tyres. So coming through here, that's the end of that lap. And I have now led a lap in my Formula 1 career, which is quite special. But now on to lap 14, a few more laps led in this Grand Prix. You can see Max Verstappen now getting very close to me. One stop race, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. Mediums to hards. So I mean, I probably could have got on to softs, but with with the laps remaining that I had when I went on to when I had that pit stop, I wasn't going to make softs to the end. But yeah, as you can see me here going down the back, all the home straight, and me going very defensive into the inside there, trying to break the slipstream. And Max Verstappen has a look on the outside there on hard tyres, but with my medium tyres, I just have the grip to keep it on the inside and keep ahead of Max Verstappen for the time being. He can't do anything down that straight. No one can really, unless you have an insane speed there, but Max Verstappen doesn't have that. But now we are actually spectating Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. What's happened? He is slowing down, and I think he is unfortunately DNFing out of the race. Yeah, you can see there smoke pouring out of the Ferrari engine. So not good for Ferrari, not good for Carlos Sainz as he DNFs out of the race. And as we now go on to lap 15, once again, Max Verstappen very eager to get in behind me there. You can see there he goes down the inside, and I just keep it on the outside, and I manage to stay ahead of Max Verstappen, now a world champion. So me keeping ahead of Max Verstappen for the time being as we advance now onto lap 16. Once again, Max Verstappen there, me going onto the inside, defending my position, breaking the slipstream. Can Max Verstappen in that Red Bull do anything? He's going, he has the speed, he dives down the inside, momentarily ahead of me. I just managed to keep it round the outside there and stay ahead of the Red Bull driver once again. Once again, Max Verstappen can't do anything into the left hairpin. Now onto the very next lap. Same old thing. I go onto the inside, trying to defend my position. I'm actually backing Max Verstappen into Sergio Perez. But yeah, Max Verstappen now going on the outside. I give him a little bit of a squeeze on the inside, still on the inside, and I just keep ahead of Max Verstappen. How much longer is this going to go on? I do still have that, pit stop pending. But into the left hairpin once again cannot happen. Now onto lap 18, or onto the end of lap 18. What am I going to do? And now I'm actually going to break up the fight and actually go into to do my pit stop. So, yep, that's the end of that fight. But wow, that was a bit of a battle from me and the, as I said, newly crowned world champion. Obviously, at the time of recording this video, Max, wasn't world champion at the time. But me coming down the pit lane now, going into my pit box nice and steady, even though this is all automated, I couldn't do anything. But yeah, me just trying to get out, as quick as I could when I was let out. And now me out into the race in P6, actually. So nothing really happened after my pit stop, other than this. Charles Leclerc trying to get past me actually in P5. This is on lap 21 now, so about 2 laps after my pit stop. What can Charles Leclerc do? Will he get past me, or will I pick up a fight like Max Verstappen did? But with the speed of that Ferrari, and with the Ferrari being on medium tyres as well as it's supposed to be on hard tyres, I don't have anything to defend with, so... we're still on the same lap of lap 21. We're actually just spectating Pierre Gasly now coming into Sector 3. What's going to happen with Pierre Gasly? Do they have a DNF as well? But honestly, I just love watching this aerial shot. It is very good. But there they are coming into the final few corners, and yeah, they're slowing up, and as predicted, even though we wouldn't be spectating them anyway, they are going to retire due to an engine failure, and that is Pierre Gasly out of the race. And now as we advance onto lap 29 now, nothing really happened from my pit stop other than Charles Leclerc getting past me. But me now trying to get past the back marker of, I think that's Mazepin, I'm not too sure. Yes, that is Mazepin, Nikita Mazepin. Getting past there, back marker, not fighting for position. And now on to lap 31, going down the home straight, or the very next lap after me getting past the back marker of Mazepin. What's going to happen going into the first corner? Oh, that's a little bit of oversteer there. The camera doesn't do it justice, but yeah, I got very close to me being in the wall there. But now me on to the end of lap 40 or 34, going on to the final lap of this Grand Prix in P6, points paying position, starting from P14. I've made a lot of places. That's 8 places made in the race. Am I going to keep on to it, or am I going to crash out on the last lap? We're going to spectate it throughout the entire thing. What is going to happen on this lap? This isn't my highest position though. I did get a podium in Catalonia, no, not Catalonia, in Paul Ricard, obviously in those changeable conditions, which was a very exciting race. But this is still a very good race ending position nonetheless in P6, starting from P14. But me coming through this very tight chicane there, very good. Going through the left section here, a very tricky end to Sector 2, and then going on to Sector 3. The right-hander there, nice. Use all the curb because you can do that. Car doesn't step out on you on that, on that curb. Coming into sector 3 in the final few corners of the race. Through there. Just one more corner to navigate and you're in P6. Don't mess it up. Very good there. And that is me through the final corner to take P6 in the Grand Prix. Wow, what a race.
It's a performance to be proud of today from our Hungarian Grand Prix winners. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So let's have a look at the final positions. So obviously Max Verstappen winning it in the Red Bull, followed by his teammate Sergio Perez in P2. Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas finishing out P3 and 4. Charles Leclerc in P5, followed by me in P6. Actually starting in P10, I didn't actually realise that. Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin finished P7 along with Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo. Kimi Raikkonen finishing P10 in the Alfa Romeo, and then Lando Norris in P11. George Russell in P12, followed by Esteban Ocon, and then my teammate in P14. So they did have a good race as well as I did. Fernando Alonso in P15 with Lance Stroll in P16 as well. Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo in P17, followed by Nikita Mazepin in P18. Mick Schumacher in P19, followed by Nicholas Latifi. And then the two DNFs are Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz. So that was the video, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, take care and peace out.